Hello, my name is Voya and welcome to my deep guide. Today is going to be a short video where I am revisiting some of the things that I have a bit of an issue with Remarkable 2 mainly because there are some indications that there may be, maybe or may not be, I don't know, we'll see, some development on the front in relative near future. So let me give you a bit of a background, like a short summary of what I'm talking about, what the problem is, and why this is an important indication. In short, one of the main things that I have a problem with the Remarkable 2 is the issue of jagged lines. Now, people seem to be confusing aliasing or lack of filtering with the jagged lines issue. I'm gonna actually make a separate video on that to show and explain what the difference between the two is. Suffice to say, aliasing is unavoidable and completely normal on any display. Jagged lines are not normal, and that is not a norm. So devices usually do not have jagged lines that the Remarkable 2 exhibits. What are jagged lines? Jagged lines are basically input distortion of the digitizer on the screen, does not have enough filtering to stabilize the result, and because of the high resolution of the pen, 4096 strokes and all that kind of stuff, and lack of filtering, they get super extreme speeds, but the results are jumbled mess. So when you try to actually draw a straight line without taking into consideration aliasing, which is definitely present on Remarkable 2 as well, because it's unavoidable, as I said. Jagged lines problem and that distortion problem means that where the vector lines should be in a nice straight line, as vector data, they are recorded and inputted into the device. So from the pen, through the digitizer, through the input, which is the screen, into the memory of the device and kind of impregnated as a stroke, they are jumbled up into a mess. This results in a problem for a device that is supposed to be a writing and a sketching device. So that's the origin, that's the problem itself. Some people are affected more by it and some are affected less by it. For me personally, because this was supposed to be a sketching device mainly and writing device as well, it does affect me quite a lot, especially when I compare it to other devices where clarity of writing is simply superior because of the jagged line issue, the underlying issue. Fast forward a couple of months, and a Reddit user and a Remarkable user called Funky basically issued a fix, or a hack, that if you would install, it would basically employ low-pass filtering to get rid of that noise that I was talking about, so that the input data that is actually written by the device when it receives a stroke is smoothed out. This is something that's normal, but of course it affected the input speed of the device, which again is normal. So, things started to kind of come into play, but I also mentioned, as I do mention with any kind of a hack for the Remarkable, I am generally against them. First of all, from a moral standpoint, if you pay a premium price for a premium device, you need to get premium service. And being forced to install hacks that can potentially break the device with upcoming updates, because you absolutely never know when an update is going to introduce a conflict with an existing hack. So even though your existing hack may work or has worked for previous updates, there's always that existing risk that an update that they roll out can break the device. And that is a big problem because under their terms and conditions, it clearly states you're not allowed to modify software, which is absolutely normal. So that's how it should be. However, installing a hack is modifying their software. So this leaves this kind of strange limbo, which I'm definitely not comfortable with. And this is the reason why I'm not recommending installing hacks. And that's why I'm not covering usually hacks, only this one, and installing templates, which is relatively harmless. It's because of that potential breaking of the device, which is a problem. Now, the risk of that is small, definitely small, but if they choose to address these issues on a low level of the root of the device, then you may run into problems, and it's a very realistic thing that you can run into potential problems. And whether or not the warranty will cover that in that case, I don't know. We really don't know. So that's the background of the issue, and that's what we had. So when I approached Remarkable repeatedly, and several other people also approached Remarkable with the jagged lines issue query, as in, Have you noticed this? This is a problem, blah, blah, blah. What do you intend to do about this? We all got a series of complete silences, and then finally, after a lot of pressure, we got a response which was basically back off. It was mainly saying that we are aware of it. It was a balancing type of issue when we were developing it, and majority of users are not affected by it, so we may consider to maybe think about it sometime in the future. Basically, yeah, it was just like shoe off. And that sucked, clearly. However, a couple of days ago, I get an email from a viewer called Ivan. Thank you very much, Ivan, for bringing this to my attention so that I can actually bring other people's attention, because it's a bit of positive news about Remarkable. Finally, it's just like we're so parched for any kind of news that even this kind of a glimpse is like, So basically, Ivan asked them about the jagged lines issue and whether or not he should implement the funkies fix and how does that affect everything else, etc., etc. And after a little bit of back and forth, he had to push a bit as well. He managed to get a bit of a response, but this time we got a different response for the very first time regarding this issue. And it says this. Thank you for contacting us. We're currently working on several software improvements based on direct feedback from our customers. The issues you have described are known problems and we're working to improve. Now remember, we're talking about the issue, primarily issue of the jagged lines. The best recommendation from us is to wait for a more permanent fix. Best regards, blah, blah, blah. So this is the very first time that we actually have Remarkable as a company, that they are acknowledging that the issue is there and that they're saying that they are working on it. So this is considerably different than the maybe potentially whatever, don't bug us, go away. This seems to be that it's finally, the message has come through to them that maybe they should actually listen to their customers. For any other company and any other product, pretty much any other product out there, this would be completely meaningless bit of news, right? But as I said, a Remarkable is a specific type of a situation. And yeah, we've been so parched from any kind of communication from the company and addressing any or acknowledging any of the many issues that unfortunately this platform has, and that's actually limiting the platform. For me, this bit of info comes as a very welcome and potentially optimistic news for the Remarkable platform, and mainly Remarkable 2. Because as I said previously, I really hope that they get their act together and they fix it, because the potential of the device is absolutely phenomenal, but it's not reaching it at the moment because of some silly things that are obviously happening behind the scenes that we're not aware of. However, we've got a tiny ray of light kind of shining between the curtains that are constantly closed. We got a little bit of a ray coming from there. Thank you, Ivan, for opening the curtains for us a little bit and having this glimpse. So for me, this is optimistic news. And after a series of really disappointing updates up all the way now up to a version 2.5, I'm actually optimistic about 2.6, because of course it's going to be 2.6, it's not going to be 2.55. So here's hoping that our wait is going to be worth it, and that the Remarkable 2 and the Remarkable as a platform is going to enter a new phase where they become a little bit more open, a little bit more open-minded as well, and a little bit more communicative to their user base, so that we can all collaborate on the Remarkable platform and make it the best as it can be. So yeah, for me, this was an interesting bit of news that I wanted to share with everyone, and hopefully you find it useful or interesting. I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe and ding the notification bell to get notified when the new videos on mydeepguide are coming out. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video. Bye!